Good morning, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the PreStream podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, after over 2 months and over 120 hours of gameplay, today we are finally completing Elden Ring. All right. It's a huge undertaking, obviously, considering the amount of effort and time that I've put into this playthrough to finally say goodbye to Elden Ring after over 2 months of crazy, challenging, grueling, balls-to-the-wall gameplay. And, I know I will miss it because it has been a staple of my streams for a while now, and that From Software feel, right? The feeling of a game that has very challenging difficulty, but that feeling you get when you overcome that difficulty is in some cases can even be euphoric, right? Like you feel like you overcame a giant accomplishment. And I know very well that this playthrough was the major thing that many people were coming to DSPGaming for in the last 2 months. I'm well aware. Whenever I played Elden Ring, stream attendance, great. It's usually support, pretty darn good. The videos on YouTube, the highest viewed gameplay videos I've done in several years. And no exaggeration, if you compare the views on Elden Ring to everything else that I've done in the last many years, yeah, it sometimes doubles, even triples the amount of views that I got on anything else. So, I know. To see it end is kind of bittersweet, okay? But, at the very same time, as they say, all good things must come to an end. This playthrough has been going on so long, we've got to see it come to its logical conclusion today, okay? Today is Monday, the 9th of May, 2022. Indeed, I am Darkside Phil. And I ain't feeling great, just to be honest with all of you. My allergies in the last couple of days have really kicked it up a notch. Yesterday, I was really under the weather. I couldn't even talk. You heard my throat. My throat felt terrible. And I could, I didn't sound great on the streams. Finally, my wife talked me into it last night. She's like, what are you doing? Take allergy medication. You absolutely need it. You're not feeling good. And you got one streaming day left. Why wouldn't you do it? So I said, okay. And I realized that we had bought maximum strength allergy medication, the 24-hour really powerful one. I didn't remember that we had that. I thought all we had was like the wimpy stuff. But we actually had the really strong stuff. Say hello to Venom, everybody. How often do you see me drinking in a mug on stream? I'll tell you about that in a moment. But anyway, so I did take it last night before I went to bed. The good news is because I took it before I went to bed, the post-nasal drip calmed down, and it allowed all of the giant swelling and pain to subside overnight. When I woke up this morning, it was still sore, but I had a throat coat tea, and it started to feel better. Now, as of right now, my sinus on the left-hand side of my head is still swollen. I can feel it on the inside, completely swollen, and basically going all the way down the left side of my throat. It is still painful. It's not as bad as it was yesterday, which is good. As you can hear, it's not affecting my voice at all today, which is a good thing. But it is what it is. I'm not 100%. I'm just not. I feel tired, and I feel sluggish. I'm currently drinking a coffee because I had the throat coat tea. I was like, well, wait, I gotta have a coffee. I have a coffee every morning, so now I'm drinking the coffee to try to get the caffeine into me for today. Whew. So, I'm doing my best. All right? Today is my final consecutive streaming day of the week, which is good. It means that tomorrow I won't have to be talking all day. I'll be able to rest my voice, and hopefully come back on Wednesday feeling refreshed. I hope. There's no guarantee of that, but I certainly hope that things, do feel better for me when I come back. I just got to get through today. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, today I have to talk a lot. With the PreStream podcast, the conclusion of Elden Ring, and then I'm reviewing Elden Ring. Figures the day that I need to do this lengthy, important review that a lot of people are going to be watching, I don't feel good. right? Great. So anyway, it is what it is. You like I said, you got to tough through it. You got to do the best of what you got. I'm getting through it. Hopefully, when this caffeine kicks in, I'll feel a bit better. And we'll go from there. All right. So first of all, let's talk a little bit about yesterday. All right. Trek to Yomi concluded on stream yesterday, and what I could say is I'm happy I played it. I'm glad that it was on Game Pass because, quite frankly, if that was a game I paid for, I probably would be pretty upset because it's a game that's artistically great, has an interesting story, and has gameplay that's completely boring, repetitive, and not very good. The game gives you like a ridiculous amount of combos you never use or don't need. I really feel like for a game where the vast majority of gameplay is the combat, they absolutely should have done something different, and they didn't. They just made it very simplistic. But that's why it's a quickie. It's only 5 hours long. If you're looking for a game that's a good homage to the old school samurai films of yesteryear, or a game that may have a little interesting story in regards to like Japanese spiritualism and lore, it's pretty interesting. But I don't know about buying it. Seriously, like I don't even know about paying $1 for that game. It doesn't seem like it has any substance. You know what I'm saying? If you have Game Pass, it's a no-brainer. Why wouldn't you play it, right? So anyway, I finished it yesterday. It ended up being the lowest supported stream of 2022. I don't know if people really hated the game that much. Personally, like I said, at least as just something to see once and get a little bit interested in it, how different it was than other games out there. I thought it was entertaining. Apparently, people didn't feel that way. I couldn't believe it, how slow the stream was. Now, the late stream was my return to Halo Infinite. And this was completely up in the air if it was going to be anything good or not. I haven't played Halo Infinite since the first week of February. That's when I dropped it and said it's too boring. There's nothing going on in this game. So Season 2 launched this week. And there are 2 new maps. One of them is for Last Spartan Standing, their version of kind of like Battle Royale, although it's really not. It's basically gun game from Call of Duty. And then there's another new map that's been added to the rotation that plays a lot like old school Halo 3 maps with a bunch of jumps and pits and things like that. There's a few new modes. As I mentioned, there's Last Spartan Standing. There's also a new mode where it's free-for-all oddball. And if you get the oddball, you're basically superpowered. You insta-kill anyone if you hit them, and you get full health back if you kill someone, plus armor. So it's kind of an interesting take on oddball that makes it a little bit different. In my opinion, I actually really liked that mode. And then there's another mode called King of the Hill that feels just like any other, capture a certain point of the map with your team mode from any other game. It really doesn't feel any different. It just seems like they took forever to add it into this game. So, after playing it for a couple of hours last night, I would say this. Did I have fun playing it? I did. I crave having a multiplayer game like that in the rotation. It's been 3 months since I played a multiplayer game like that, and actually playing it last night, I had a good time. What's funny is I was toughing through it because I didn't feel good, but I still had a good time. So I guess that's a testament to the fact that the game is quite fun. However, they really didn't add that much to the game at all. For a 6-month wait for them to institute this Season 2, it doesn't seem like there's anything of substance really added. Last Spartan Standing isn't a very good mode, in my opinion. And there really isn't that much new to really experience. The connections, they feel exactly the same as they used to. The game will say you're between 60 to 70 milliseconds, yet your hit detection will be completely off. So it doesn't feel like they really improved much at all. Why it took so long for this season to update, I have no idea. And why it's taking another 6 months to get the next update, I still have no idea. So the thing is, I liked it. I had a good time. You guys seem to enjoy having that kind of multiplayer added back to the rotation too. So I'll tell you, I will at least play it another couple of times before we decide whether or not it's something that should regularly be in the late night rotation or I should retire it, okay? But I want to play it at least a couple more times, hopefully when I'm feeling better too, to see how it fits into things and how stuff goes, okay? So, we'll see moving forward, all right? Good news is last night the stream was supported pretty well. We did hit the Tier 2 tips goal, which was nice. I mean, did it really make up for the fact that I had the slowest stream of the year earlier on? No. But it was at least good to have support of any kind. It was crazy how bad that first stream was, all right? So now let's talk about the rest of this week. Today is the last consecutive streaming day of the week, thank God, because I really do need the rest. And we are beating Elden Ring today. So we're in the end game, like the literal end of the game. There's nothing left to do but finish the game. And from what I'm to understand, there's basically a gauntlet of bosses, and then choose your ending, and that's it. That's the end of the game. So we'll see how long that takes today. We'll have to find out. Then, once I beat it, I'm going to review it right here live on stream. All right? So the faster I beat it, the faster I review it. All right? I'm doing a full-fledged review, meaning I'm going to sit here and talk about all the aspects of the game, the positive and the negative, to give you my overall honest opinion about it. And yes, that review is live streamed and uploaded to YouTube. All right? So that's today's stream, essentially. Okay? Cool. That's today's main gameplay stream. I hope I can hold out. Obviously, guys, if I start to sound terrible, there's not much I can do about it. I do have some cough drops over there for me to use if I need them during the course of today's stream. And I hope that I can hold out. You know, right now, like I said, my whole left-hand sinus is swollen and blocked. And I am hoping to feel better. We'll see. All right, tonight on the late stream, if it happens, which I hope it does, it'll be Skyrim After Hours, 2 chill hours of Skyrim Anniversary Edition, starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Time. And we're continuing on with the Dragon Ball DL... The Dragon Ball? Wow. There's a Dragon Ball DLC in Skyrim. Now, that would be interesting. The Dragonborn versus the Super Saiyans. All right. The Dragonborn DLC, which has been very good and interesting so far. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's kind of an interesting location to be able to explore an area from Morrowind. So I'm having a good time. You guys seem to be liking it. So I hope you will join me tonight, if you can, for a nice chill way to end our streaming week. All right? So I'm not here on Tuesday. I'm going to recuperate, hopefully. When I come back on Wednesday, it's the premiere of WWE 2K22. You guys have been asking for this game ever since it released in March. We're finally getting to it this month, okay? And Wednesday night, I am going to do another late night session of Halo, okay? Cool. Now, I've made my decision regarding the coming week. It does not mean that this decision has to ultimately stand forever, but for the time being, I am going to change Skyrim from a night stream to a day stream. And we are going to be alternating on daytime streams between WWE and Skyrim for the next week. We're going to see how it goes. If it goes well and people adopt Skyrim as a daytime stream again, then we'll keep it that way. If it goes terribly and Skyrim does incredibly poorly as a daytime stream, then we're going to have to figure something out. Okay? Why do I want to do this? There's 2 major reasons why I want to do it this way. Okay? Reason number 1. We're in the Dragonborn DLC, which I'm very much enjoying, actually. I like the new setting, and I like the new plot lines and new enemies. The DLC is about 20 hours of content. I have played 4. If I don't play more of Skyrim soon, I will be in this DLC for over a month. Because I only play it twice a week, around 4 hours a week. So, seriously, I'll be in it for like a month. So, I would like to get more progress in this DLC, you see. Now, in addition to that, I am very interested in doing some different late night chill stream kind of things. For example, as I've told you guys, I want to do a run in Mirror's Edge. I'm also very interested in playing some kind of a retro game. I've told you I've craved playing a retro game for a very long time right now. And I'm also very interested in doing a continuation of a Game Pass game that I've already played. Okay? So that being said, night streams are where it's at for that kind of content. If I were to do a daytime stream of a retro game or a daytime stream of like Mirror's Edge, I don't think it would do well at all. But I could do it as a chill night stream when more of an audience is there, more to relax is there and interact with me, and I think it'll actually do a lot better. All right? So by moving Skyrim from the night stream to the day stream, it gives me the opportunity to do that. Okay? Now, there's one more thing going on this week. All right? I want to finish the Forgotten City. So one of the streams coming up, likely Thursday's main stream, will be the conclusion and final ending of the Forgotten City. Okay? So it's probably going to be WWE and the Forgotten City and then Skyrim. That's what I'm thinking for the order for the first few days of this week. Main streams. And then night streams is going to be Halo, something new on Game Pass, whether it's continuing a game, doing a retro game, or maybe doing Mirror's Edge. We'll see. It doesn't have to be Game Pass. It's just to be a new chill thing. And then Friday night fights. Okay? So I hope that sounds good. Now, Saturday. Ladies and gentlemen, Saturday is the big one you've been waiting for, okay? Listen to this, because it's going to blow your socks off. On Saturday, May 14th, it is my 1-year return to YouTube anniversary marathon spectacular. Here's what's going down on that day. Feasting with the King, DSP reacts to Down the Rabbit Hole Dark Side Phil, my first ever 30-man over-the-top rope battle royal simulation match in WWE 2K22, the first sim match I've done in years, okay? and something else as well. I'm not even going to tell you what it is right now, all right? But something else special for the 1-year anniversary of being a full-time YouTuber again. Okay? So all that is going down on Saturday. Plus, if there's extra time, there may be Q&A, there may be another game, we'll see. But lots of festivities and stuff going on Saturday. So that being said, hold on. That being said, starting this Wednesday, all right, you're going to be able to start voting on the cuisine that I'm going to be having for Feasting with the King on Saturday. We're going to set up the poll actually on the PreStream podcast this coming Wednesday, okay? I'm excited for this, obviously. I want to see what you guys are going to vote for. I can already tell you the choices because I've decided, all right? Thai food, Vietnamese food, American-style barbecue, or Szechuan Chinese, which is a way more authentic Chinese, not fast foody. It's actually dishes you probably never heard of because it's way more authentic Chinese food. There's actually a restaurant around here that does that, okay? So there you go. Those will be the 4 options that you guys will be voting on this week, and that will determine what we actually end up doing for Feasting with the King, okay? All right. 2 thumbs up. So, think about it. And then the poll will start on Wednesday, okay? And that's basically the kind of the streaming week. It's going to be WWE, the Forgotten City concluding, getting the final ending, Skyrim, the Marathon, WWE and Skyrim, and then the night streams will be a variety of interesting stuff, okay? All right, Jade, welcome back. He says, I got home from the casino. I won $57. Hey, you came up on money. You're a winner, right? That's good. That is awesome. Congratulations. It's rare when you come home from a casino and you actually have money that you gained. Okay, so that is the week, and I hope that sounds good to all of you. All right? So, a couple other quick things. First of all, today obviously is the conclusion of my Elden Ring playthrough, right? So what does that mean? Well, it means that I am essentially finishing up my run. If you remember, when I played Elden Ring, I did absolutely everything that I could in this run. I asked you guys, where is all the meaningful side content? I did every major side mission, right? I did. Everything that was meaningful, all the NPC missions that I could find. I think I maybe missed a few, but I did most of them. All the endings are unlocked now, which is cool. And, these freaking allergies. Every major side area, right? All of them. Every major side dungeon and everything is completed. I did every legacy dungeon in the game. So, I am excited to see how it all ends and review it today. However, some people have already posed the question, Phil, when will you return to Elden Ring? Because the entire playthrough, you basically did a melee style build, all right? And there's many other ways this game can be played, hybrid builds or pure magic builds that are very different. When will you be returning to do that? So the answer is, in 1 week, I will return to Elden Ring and we will start on New Game Plus. Every day is going to be Elden Ring again, every major stream, and we're going to do it again. I assume it'll take another 2 months for me to get through all the content again. No, we're not doing that. It's ridiculous. I've played the game. I've played the game at such lengths, right, to bring you the most complete playthrough I could possibly provide for you. There's absolutely no way I'm doing that again. Okay? That's absolutely ridiculous. However, what I will say is this. I am eventually going to return to the game. I just don't know when. All right? Unlike Sekiro, there absolutely seems to be a desire to see me go back to the game and replay it again. People want to see me tackle it New Game Plus with a new build and see what's different. Okay? Truth of the matter is, I really would like to do a magic build. I had magic in this playthrough for healing and also for a little bit of offensive capabilities, ranged combat in particular, when I did, because I didn't use a bow or anything like that. But no, I didn't really ever really rely on it that much. I never really implemented it as a major part of my game plan. It was always kind of a side thing that I could do as kind of an ace in the hole, but it wasn't a main strategy. Yeah, doing a full magic build could be pretty darn cool, I feel. All right? And I would like to do that and experience the game as a magic user. A lot of people have said as a magic user, the game's actually easier. I don't know. In my experience, magic builds in FromSoft start off really bad, but then once you start unlocking enough FP plus good spells, then it becomes kind of brokenly good. But in the beginning, you're just kind of like a glass cannon where you can deal a damage, but man, you get destroyed by a lot of early game stuff, right? So, I am interested in doing it. When will I be doing it? I have no idea. I'm not committing to that at all right now. We've played this for over 2 months. Obviously, I need a break from it, right? I do. I need to just be doing other stuff and refreshing myself and getting the whole FromSoft stuff out of the rotation for a while until I so feel like it's a good point to bring it back. All right? Okay. Okay. All right. So guys, really I don't have much else to talk about. If you take a look at this right here, you're going to see it's not very good. We went down again in members. Again, there's nothing I can do to really make you guys become a member. I've provided as many great positive assets and perks as I can for you to become a member, including being able to control the next time that I do DSP React. Like, excuse me. You'd be able to vote on if you either want to see me react to the very first This Is How You Don't Play video, or if you want to see me react to the John Rambo and Howard video. I mean, that's pretty good choices. And to have that ability to choose between the two and lock into that event happening is a pretty good thing. Why you wouldn't want to become a member, I have no idea. Really, I just don't know at this point besides, I just don't like YouTube. Okay, I get it, but I'm on YouTube. I'm not going back to Twitch. To this day, people still ask me, you going back to Twitch? No, stupid. I mean, at this point, I have to say, no, stupid. It's been a year. Every time you ask me, I say no, and you still ask. It's just, at this point, you're just dumb. It's one thing if you thought, okay, maybe Phil will change his mind. It's been a year asking me if I'm going back to Twitch and expecting me to go back to Twitch and saying, I'm not gonna be a member of Phil's because I like Twitch. It's the dumbest thing I've heard. Really, at this point, it's like, it's time to move on from Twitch, really. Twitch sucks. Twitch is just an unprofessional place to do business, and I'm not going to take my business over there ever again. Not unless they completely route from the ground up the management and they change their whole business strategy and the way that they do things. I'm not going to be on an unprofessional website that at a whim they say you did something wrong you never did. They prove no evidence that you did anything, and then you get punished for it. It's my fucking job. No, I'm not going to lose money and not be able to pay my bills and support my family because they're a bunch of unprofessional fucking dickwads over there. They can go to hell. I'm never going back over there. So, please consider becoming a member, all right? Please consider it. It's so many benefits, so many awesome things, and I hope that you will consider it if you have not. It's not good that we are bleeding members. To be honest, it's not, the consistent support is a good sign. When it goes away like this, it's not a good sign. But you guys aren't giving me any other ideas either of what I could really do. I've basically tried to figure out as much as I could possibly provide, and I've done it. I've done as much as I can provide with these perks and everything. The problem is YouTube. The problem is YouTube drags their feet and don't add enough benefits, So, by the way, I'm going to say this too. Every time that someone gets banned in this chat for a good reason, a bunch of people whine and complain and cry about it. That's going to end today. If someone gets banned in the chat, it's none of your business why. It could be a moderator who knows something from behind the scenes that you don't. It could be that they just did a blatant insult like that guy just did. It could be any reason. It's not your business. Seriously, it's not. And I'm not going to sit here and have people sit here and be like, oh, no, another person's banned, Shut up. Because if you do it, you're next. I'm just not putting up with it anymore. There is an air of toxicity in this chat that has pervaded for the last few months. Everyone's just like weird mentality of, oh, this chat is so bad and everyone can get banned at any moment. And it's not true. I'm very lenient. I mean, take a look at fucking Zoya, who was literally prodding and poking and doing insulting stuff to me for months. And I let them sit there for months before I took any action. All right? Couldn't be further from the truth. And I really am tired of the shit. I'm trying to have a good pre-stream. And you got idiots in there doing nasty stuff, insulting me. And I'm not going to put up with it. It's my right to take care of it. And if I see people sitting there, oh, no, he's gone. Well, you're gone too. Now I don't have to listen to any of it. Now I can just concentrate on my own fucking business and product and have a good time with the people who want to be here instead of sit here and whine and complain and insult me. All right? So I'm done with it. If I see it, you're gone. That simple. And I'm not even going to say anything about it. I'm just going to go boop, 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 and continue on. There's not even going to be an interruption in the stream content. It's just going to keep moving. Okay? Because what I'm noticing is that there's definitely this air of, oh, if a moderator does absolutely anything on DSP stream, we have to completely question what really happened and see if it was justified. No, that's not your job, nor is it your responsibility, nor is it your right. It's my business and my stream. I make the decision, not you. So it's not your part here to sit here and say, oh, no, someone got banned. Maybe it's unfair. No, it's not unfair. It's my stream. I can do whatever I want. All right? If you got a problem with it, fine. Email me behind the scenes. Say, hey, what happened? Or, hey, I got banned and I don't think it was right. I unban people all the time. Like, frequently, constantly. Every day I usually get a message or two saying, hey, something happened. I'm not sure why I was banned. Can I get unbanned? And 9 times out of 10, I do unban the person. Which is why you see some people who are banned and then they come back. I'm very lenient in that regard. I am. I try to be a nice guy and I try to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. And even in a case like someone like Zoya, who, by the way, was Snow Carl and had a new name, and I knew it, and everyone knew it. Everyone knew it was fucking Snow Carl. I try to be very nice, and I try to give them another opportunity to maybe reform and change so that, you know, maybe they've improved for the better, right? You always got to give someone a second chance in life. I always feel it that way, okay? But I've just noticed this ongoing vein of, oh, every single time a moderator does anything, here we're all going to gang up against the moderator, act like the moderator's in the wrong. Oh no, woe is me, a stream chatter got moderated. No, I'm not putting up with that anymore. I'm seriously, because it's pervading the stream at this point. And I'm not going to have people who want to be here now feel like they're not welcome in a chat because it's like a kind of us versus them mentality. Bullshit. Seriously, bullshit. I don't care if you don't like me and you want to come and still hate watch my content, but you're not allowed to ruin my fucking stream chat, okay? So it's that simple, all right? If I see it, you're gone. If I see something insulting, stupid, oh no, why did someone get banned? That's completely unfair. You're gone too. I'm not allowing it anymore. Enough of this fucking toxic feeling in the chat. Done. Let this be your forewarning. This is the end of all of that baloney. All right, enough of that bullshit. Especially today, I don't feel good, and I'm toughing through not feeling good to beat Elden Ring and review it, and I'm going to see this bullshit in the chat. You're out. You're gone. So allow this to be me laying down the law and giving you the rules. No, it's not allowed anymore. Don't do it. You do it, you're gone. No exceptions. Why do I get the feeling a bunch of people are about to be banned today, and then I'm going to have to unban them all overnight? Okay. Excuse me. Oh, I'm sure. Wiley says DSP Wings chat is actually hell on earth compared to this chat. I'm very sure it is. But that's what I mean. Like, since I came to YouTube, in the last year, I completely moved my business over from Twitch to YouTube. We made a lot of changes, and we put a lot of hard work into making my streams feel like they're a place you can relax, enjoy games, and feel welcome, appreciated, and safe. I don't want that to change now because there's this stupid good old boys mentality starting up again in the chat. I'm just not putting up with it. Oh, excuse me. Of course, Saseo, he says, you kind of have an idea who's causing the trouble, so I don't blame you for enforcing the bans. You know who they are? I mean, come on. If you're a regular, you see them every fucking day doing it, right? Every fucking day. And they get away with it, and they get away with it, and then they think, oh, well, because I got away with it a million times because Phil's lenient and nice, I'm just going to keep doing it and keep making this chat shittier and shittier. No, not anymore. Ugh. Okay. Okay. Same guy came back with a sock account and he's gone again. Stupid idiot. Okay. Alright, I'm just trying to think, is there anything else I want to talk about? The only news story today that I saw gaming-wise is that Lord of the Rings is going to have a mobile game now. Alright? Now, this is no news. Lord of the Rings has had mobile games before. But it seems what's happening is, like, actual, like, not necessarily AAA, but, like, big game studios are starting to focus on mobile games now. Like, we just announced World of Warcraft is going to have its own new major mobile game. And then all of a sudden they say, oh, Lord of the Rings is going to have its own big major mobile game. And you got to wonder now. You got to wonder what's going to happen in regards to this. Will this be a situation where game companies have realized there's so much profit to be had in the mobile market that they now pull away all their efforts from making big AAA games for PC and console, and now they're making mobile games because they think, oh, that microtransaction situation is just so much profitable. Why do we want to keep making major games anywhere else, right? Right? Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I've not ever experienced a mobile game that feels like a full game experience. They're just not. You know, the ones that I played over the years feel more like a way to hook you on a repetitive gameplay cycle that you want to keep playing, and then for some reason you can't keep playing it, whether it's, oh, you ran out of energy, you ran out of resources, you don't have the characters you need, and then there's a spending aspect that hooks you have to spend to keep playing. And, you know, I've never seen a mobile game that feels like a full console or PC gaming experience. They don't feel like complete games. They just feel like a way to open your fucking wallet and suck the money out, you know? So, for me, I look at that news and I'm like, a lot of people are excited for it. I'm like, why? Why would you be excited that there's a major studio working on a mobile game of Lord of the Rings? I'd rather hear major studios making a big, full-fledged Lord of the Rings games for consoles and PC, you know? I don't know. I think some people get excited over stuff and they don't really understand how things work. Because that's the thing. If mobile games become the major source of income for game companies, that's all they're going to care about. We're not even going to be able to get major game releases anymore. At least for now, this is not the case, but I think we're at that point. We're starting to go down the slippery slope. You know what I mean? Like, we're just at the precipice of, whoops, I tripped, and now I can't stop my momentum down the hill of mobile madness, and now all you can play is mobile games. It's not good. Anyway, that's really it. Like, I was looking, I couldn't find any news stories today. All right? So, we're going to do shout-outs, and then we're going to do some open Q&A, and then we're going to get started with Elden Ring, if I could stay awake. I'm waiting for the coffee to kick in here that I just drank because I really need it. Ugh. Okay. All right, let us do some shout-outs. I just clicked on something. What is this? What the fuck did I click on? I don't even know what that was. Okay, let's start with the YouTube side of things. Our first contribution on the YouTube side today was from SoulPotato07. They re-upped their membership for 8 months and said, good morning, Phil. Good morning to you, Soul Potato. Thank you for the ongoing support of the channel. I appreciate that. V Toppy did a $5 super chat It says Skyrim and WWE 2K22 sounds like a great plan. I hope so. I hope that it'll work. I am nervous that moving Skyrim from a night stream to a day stream, we're going to see a major decline in attendees and support for day streams. But then when I thought more about it, I was like, wait a minute. Let's think about the recent games I've played, right? Lego Star Wars and Trek to Yomi, neither of which got many views or support on day streams. I'm just being honest here. Like, in the case of those games, they were both new releases people claimed they wanted. I played them, and no one really supported them. They were very slow in that regard, so I already have that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's already going on, so I don't think it's going to be much of a difference. At least we have an ongoing audience for Skyrim, right? Okay, 672 did a super chat saying, am I allowed to say leaned when someone gets leaned? Yes, it's part of the culture of the stream. We even have an emote for it. Why wouldn't that be allowed? The difference is saying, oh, look, someone just got leaned, haha, versus, oh, look, someone got leaned and I completely disagree because the moderators are completely unfair and let me second guess and question everything that happens on Phil's stream because I'm a toxic idiot. There's a big difference between those two things, you see? Okay, Inertia the Rock Band did a super chat and says, amen, DSP, I agree. I don't know what you're agreeing with, but thank you. Jade has re-upped his membership for 12 months. He says, Howard Cat and Jasper, they are good. This morning, Jasper was very energetic. So we're standing there. My wife actually made me a throat coat tea, which was very nice of her. And we're starting to have our breakfast, and he will not get out of our face. He's up on the countertop, in our face, wants rubs, wants to play. Like, Jasper, come on, we're trying to have breakfast, you know. He just wants constant attention. He will not give up. Some days he's like that, and today is definitely going to be one of those days. Positive Chatter has become a member of the channel. Thank you, Positive Chatter, for becoming a member. And Rusty Edwards did a super chat and says, the shirt is fresh. This shirt is not fresh. This shirt is old. This was one of the first shirts that I ever put up for sale on my Teespring back in the day, many, many, many years ago. You know, when I had one. I haven't had one in about a year now. And I definitely like the design. Some people have asked me, will I have merch again? The answer is likely yes. What I will likely do is about second half of this year, ask people if they're interested in submitting designs again. Anything new, refreshing. Remember, I'm not the King of Hate anymore. That moniker is gone and retired. So we can maybe have some new stuff, some new ideas be tossed out there for new kinds of logos and interesting things. And likely for around the holiday season or just before, usually the busiest gaming season of the year is the fall, I will look into possibly having merch set up somewhere again. Okay? But we got to get to that point. Okay? We got to get to that point. Okay. All right. On the tips side of things, we start off today with Anso Kamaru, who tipped $1.50. Says, I don't understand why modern multiplayer games need to always have new content endlessly added to keep it interesting, but people will play the same 5 maps forever of an old game and be content. I don't play multiplayer games, so I don't get the logic. Well, I guess there's a couple of things to be said about that, okay? So first of all, you know, back in the day, the viability of designing a multiplayer game and then having the ability to make new maps and even distribute them, it was off limits. Like, when I bought Modern Warfare 1, Call of Duty 4, okay? It had a set amount of maps, a set amount of modes, all right? And they were basically, that's what you had. And did they even have the capability to fully, like, distribute a new set of maps or modes or updates or tweaks or anything like that? They didn't really even do regular content like that over Xbox Live or PlayStation Network at the time. It was more about physical distribution. A lot of DLCs were sold as discs. I know that sounds weird, because you think DLC stands for downloadable content. Why would it be on a disc? But that's how they used to distribute it back then. You would go to the store and buy a DLC on a disc. It wasn't until, I would say, about halfway through the life cycle of those consoles when DLCs became very prevalent. Like I remember having Fallout 3, having Fallout New Vegas have DLCs that you would download overnight and play, but it wasn't really prevalent at first. Okay? So over time things changed. And once DLCs became more prominent, game developers realized that they could basically sell one game but then sell a stream of content and revenue out of that game over time that would make them more and more money. Instead of just seeing a game as a one-time point of sale purchase and make profit then, they started seeing it as a revenue stream. So as games became revenue streams, multiplayer games said, hey, we can release the original game, but then 3 months later, add a couple maps and charge more. Add a couple maps and charge more. In fact, it absolutely was Call of Duty. That was the franchise that became synonymous for doing that. You would have your season packs, especially when they started with the zombies maps. Oh, season 1 zombies, season 2 zombies, season 3 zombies, right? So I really feel like it began, the constant updates for multiplayer games began as a way to make more money for these companies. But I think what happened is over time, things changed. And over time, gamers became more demanding. A lot of games, such as the Call of Duty franchise, started focusing a lot more on the multiplayer than the single player. There was even a Call of Duty that didn't even have a single player campaign, remember? So, with that happening, and realizing we're selling a full-priced game with just multiplayer, a lot of players were like, well, now, wait a minute. You always nickel and dime us. You do Season 1, Season 2, Season 3. That's not fair if we buy the whole game for full retail price, but you're not going to give us half the content. How are you going to charge me the same price for a game that last year I got a big campaign and this year there's no campaign, right? And so, when that started to happen, the game development companies would say, okay, well, listen, please still buy our game, but we will now provide that content to you for free. We're going to do expansions and seasonal updates that are free. Although, it was funny because they still found ways to nickel and dime gamers with microtransactions for cosmetics and all kinds of other things. Okay? So they still made their money, they just made it in a different way. But now what's happened is over time, it's become the standard to expect updates for multiplayer games. In fact, I really feel that it really hit its stride with Battle Royale. If you look at games like PUBG, Call of Duty Black Ops, Blackout, Fortnite, these games, you know, made their name on having updates that would change the map, change an aspect of the game for free. You didn't have to pay for that update, but they wanted you to keep playing the Battle Royale and put your microtransactions into it. So they had to find a way to keep you playing. If it was literally the same game that never changed, people would get bored. But by adding in little tweaks, oh, look, the tower's gone. But, oh, look, now there's a crater where the tower was. Oh, look, there's a new gameplay element added in. There's a new this, new event, new this. By adding in those free DLC updates, it hooked people to keep going back and playing and therefore keep spending money, okay? So I think what happened was a slow progression. Originally, it didn't even make sense to do the DLC updates. They weren't viable. Then when they became viable, they charged for them all the time, all right? But then with the era of Battle Royale, they needed to do free DLC updates to hook the player and keep them playing and continue to do microtransactions. What happened was, when Battle Royale became so prevalent, right, now every other multiplayer game had to follow suit. Even though their model isn't the same as Battle Royale, they felt like they had to follow suit. If they didn't follow suit, they would be behind the times and feel like they weren't giving the value added. You know what I'm saying? So, that's really what happened, I think. And so, Halo Infinite comes out. Here's your content. Okay, great. When's the update? What are you talking about? When's the update? We want new maps. We want new modes. We want things to keep it fresh. We're not ready for that. Why not? Every other multiplayer game out there is ready. You're not? No, we're not. Well, then you're screwed. And that's literally what's happened with Halo. Is like everyone had the expectation Halo would be an constantly updating game like every other multiplayer game we've seen in the last many years, and they haven't. They have not been able to provide that kind of content, and people are very disappointed with it. Yes, Iseo. He says, do you remember back when Season Pass cost the same as the full price of the game? Yes. In fact, in some cases, it would be more expensive because if you didn't buy the Season Pass all at once and you bought each individual DLC, they were like $20 each. So imagine buying a game for $60 and then there's 4 DLCs and each one's $20. You spent more on the DLC content than the main game. And some people did that. Okay. Hopefully, Anso Kamara, that answered your question. Emil, what's going on, sir? He just gave me 25 bucks, and he says, goodbye, Elden Ring. It is now time to move on. I completely agree. Again, as much as I've enjoyed playing this game, as much as time that I put into the game, and the length that we explored it and enjoyed it, it is absolutely time to finish it, review it, and move on. Absolutely. Okay. I'm going to blow my nose, guys. Hold on. My nose is bothering me. Let me blow it. Oh. Stupid allergies. Ugh. Oh. Okay. Ooh. All right. Cool. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am now going to open the stream chat to open Q&A. If you would like to ask me a question, please tag me in the stream chat. Okay. Jade says, "What did I miss yesterday?" Well, there was the conclusion of Trek to Yomi, which was good, but it wasn't anything that was like, oh my god, you really missed out. And then we played Halo Infinite last night, which was fun to go back to it after 3 months and not playing any kind of FPS multiplayer. In reality, did you miss anything big yesterday? No, you didn't. Positive Chatter, you're welcome. They said, thanks for a great podcast. In fact, let me check and see how we're doing. In regards to members, because we did have a few people who joined and re-upped their memberships this morning. So I'm just curious if we moved in any direction, up or down. 385. We went up a whopping 1 member. There you go. All right. Okay. Is there anything currently gaming-wise for the hardcore gaming season? Not much. It's very bare bones, the calendar, but that's because we're about to have digital events that are going to announce a bunch of game releases. Right now, the only thing known for the fall, Saints Row is August 23rd, Splatoon 3 September 9th, Warhammer 40k Dark Tide September 13th, Forspoken October 11th, Gotham Knights October 25th. By the way, Gotham Knights is supposed to have some kind of a digital thing going on tomorrow. They announced it that tomorrow morning there's going to be some kind of a reveal of the game. Starfield November 11th, Stalker 2 December 8th. There you go. That's all we know. Did I ever get an allergy test? Do I think Jasper Kitty could be a contributor? I never had a formal allergy test. I can 100% tell you that Jasper is part of my allergy problem. When we originally got him, the first 2 weeks we got him, I broke out in itchy rash. My body was not used to cat dander. And so that whole first 2 weeks was like, oh my God, uncontrollable itching and allergy issues. So I basically kind of medicated myself through it, and then my body built up a natural resistance to it after it being part of the house. You see? Now, do I still have issues from time to time? Of course I do. But it's not anything major like it was that first time when we first adopted him. So, Nico just did a $2 tip and says, good luck with the last boss. To fight us some camera issues, but I believe in you. All right. I don't know what you're talking about because I actually don't know what the last boss is, but appreciate that. Anso Kamaru tipped another $1.50 and says, you mentioned the Suikoden series. There is a game coming out tomorrow called Eludin Chronicles. You laughed at and glossed over because it has anime visuals. It's made by the same Suikoden devs. It's also on Game Pass. That's cool. I mean, I'm not playing it now. There's no way. If I was not playing an RPG, I would consider it, but there's no way I could play that now, especially with Skyrim. Maybe that's something we could do in the future. It's interesting. The same exact dev team, that's far later, Isn't it like 30 years later? Well, I guess 25 years later. It's crazy. Do I think my Elden Ring playthrough is the best playthrough I've put out since moving to YouTube? I think all my playthroughs are good, obviously. I don't think I'm putting out crap, you know? I like all my game playthroughs, but Elden Ring was a case, a unique case, where I knew that the game could be played many different ways. I could rush through it, I could take my time, I could only play with one build the entire game, or I could try variety and mixing it up. You know what I mean? I could try all side content, only do some side content, and I actively made the decision that knowing that this is going to be my one big run and that I would probably do future runs, but I wanted to do as much as I could in this run so I could accurately review the game, I put in as much effort as I possibly could, okay? So, that being said, is it the best playthrough I've done? I don't know. That's a subjective choice for you to make. I do feel like I put in a ridiculous amount of time and effort into it, though, to try to make it good. I played Tormented Souls, Paul Cross. I did a full playthrough of it last year. You can check it out. Any desire to play a free-to-play World War II FPS? I never even heard of it. Enlisted? No one's asked until now, so. Positive Chatter says, again, I started watching you about 10 years ago. Elden Ring is my favorite playthrough for the last 3 years. Good to hear. Haseo, that Lord of the Rings Gollum game is still in development. We haven't had any updates on it. We don't know anything about it. Do I think more streamers will be on the way to YouTube? I don't know. YouTube seems adamant that they want more major streamers over here. They keep paying people to come over here and stream here exclusively, but then they don't improve the streaming experience, so I don't get it. I just really don't understand the business model. What is the end game of bringing people over if you're not going to make the streaming more attractive? I just don't understand it at all. It would be like, here's our opportunity, bring other people over, and then at the same time improve the streaming. Make people say, hey, look, the grass is green over here too. Forget Twitch, come over here. They're not doing that. They're just saying, come over here because there's someone streaming here, but by the way, your experience is far inferior. Is there a reason why I smack my lips when I drink water? Yes, to annoy you specifically. That's why I do it. Do I prefer Champion Gundyr, Pontiff Sulivan, or Moog? Pontiff Sulivan sucks. It's not even a good boss fight. It really isn't. The only reason everyone even talks about it is because I couldn't beat him in my first run of Dark Souls 3 because the console was a piece of shit and couldn't run the game, and it was slowing down and fucking up. That is like... that boss, fuck him. He's like he's not even a blip on the radar. You remember my second run, I destroyed him. I think Champion Gundyr is definitely a skill check for Dark Souls 3. It basically says, up to this point, you may have flubbed your way through the game, but now you actually have to understand the mechanics to beat him. And I liked that about him. Even though he kicked my ass, I felt it was a fair fight. You know, even though it took hours for me to beat him, when I beat him, I was like, I did it, and I felt accomplished because I beat him. You know what I'm saying? Moog, I like Moog's design. I really do. Like, I like how unique he looks and his lore, and also the fact that in the second fight with Moog, the real one, there's that halfway point where he's going to do the bleeding, and it's like, you got to find a way around it. It's almost like a puzzle within a boss fight, you know? Like, they're stacking difficulty on difficulty. And I actually really enjoyed thinking about a way to beat him. I like that. And then when I figured it out, what to do to get him down to such low health, right? So I only had to hit him a few times in the second form, which is way more annoying. I felt like it was an accomplishment. Like, man, I really thought through that fight, and I was able to tackle it in an intelligent way and beat him. I liked that. Carlton Jr. did $1.50 tips. Is catching up on your Halo gameplay. I feel like they really dropped the ball in the new mode. If they listen to fans, it can be a better one of the better modes of the game. Got to get rid of the power-ups, get new maps, and let you choose which weapon to upgrade. Yeah, the problem with their new mode, Last Spartan Standing, is that They act like it's battle royale, but it's not. It's gun game. They lock you into having certain weapons, and the weapons are worse than the starter weapon. You start out with a pistol. The pistol's better than 80% of the weapons in the game. So locking you into upgrading to another weapon that's not as good is stupid. It really is. It's really dumb. They should let you choose. Like, okay, you can keep one weapon, but you swap out the other weapon when you level up. Not, oh, you're stuck having a totally new loadout now when you level up. It's stupid. Okay. I wipe my ass with I don't even know what this is. I'm not even gonna read it. To be $1.50 says, do a poll to vote on whether you should cure Frenzied Flame, and Ronnie's ending is the best ending. Okay. Facebook is a streaming service. I don't know anything about it. I don't know how Facebook streaming works, so, you know. I can't comment on it. No idea. I don't know what Odyssey is, so no, I've never considered streaming on it. Never heard of it. Of course there's trolls today. It's Elden Ring. It's Elden Ring, and it's going to be the conclusion of Elden Ring, so we're going to have that troll element that's going to be here just to be annoying. Oh my god, I really wish the swelling in my left sinus would go down. My whole left sinus is still swollen. I've been on stream for, what, an hour now? It's still not gone down. I just want the swelling to go down. It's pissing me off. Devin, I don't really care about you going for a walk. You've been spamming the chat about this for about half an hour. I don't know what you're trying to get me to read. It has nothing to do with anything. I don't know why you're doing that. No, I've never heard a game called Road 96. Never heard of it. Yes, I'm on allergy meds right now. 24-hour allergy meds, and about 12 hours into them. Why do I sound tired? It's the allergies. I don't feel good, you know. I just don't feel good at all. My eyes right now are burning. I have total swelling in my left sinus all the way down my throat. Yeah, I just don't feel good. It's stupid. It's allergies. It's annoying. I look completely drained. I not surprised to hear that, really. I'm not surprised to hear that at all. It feels like the caffeine is now starting to kick in from the coffee I had. I'm feeling a little bit of energy, kind of like, you know, right now. But I just don't feel good today. Nothing I can do about it. Dieter, finally a question that's pertinent. Dieter says, is gaming PC something that's on a wish list, or are you more preference towards console gaming? The reason that I always have preferred console gaming is the consistency of it. Meaning, today I'm playing Elden Ring. Okay? Cool, let's play it. Boot up my PS5, boot the game, start playing. Or it could be, today we're playing Elden Ring. Boot it up on PC, boot the game, game crashes. Shit. Okay, boot it up on PC. Oops, graphical error, update your drivers, do this. Oh, come on. That's the PC gaming experience for me. You know, it's not stable enough that it's something that I would want to do long term. I've played games on PC and they give me issues. They always give me issues. It's like, I know ease of use is a huge thing when it comes to being consistent as a content creator. I want something that's going to be consistently working and not give me a bunch of behind the scenes problems. And PC gaming does that. It just always has. There's so many factors involved. When it comes to PC gaming, there's so many components involved, as opposed to when you're playing on this console, it's a one package deal. It's all in one box. It's usually not going to have many or any issues. You know what I mean? So that's why, you know, if PCs were insanely consistent like a console was, I probably wouldn't be preference towards a console. But they just, I want to be someone who, I have a schedule. Here's what I'm going to be doing to put out content for you guys today. And I just want it to work. I don't want to have to fight with technology. It's enough stress trying to beat some of these really difficult games. Trust me. I don't need to be fighting with the technology just to be able to play the game. You know what I'm saying? Hello, Guts. How are you? You know, someone actually asked about upgrading my setup and everything. That's one of the reasons why I am very skeptical about possibly building a new PC, all right? Because, you know, when I'm going to upgrade my setup, there's two options. Get a bunch of components, slap them together myself, and make your own PC, which is much cheaper, or buy a pre-built. If I get all these components and I slap them together, and now I got to do drivers, and I got to get all this shit working, there's so many potential issues. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things that could go wrong. Not only during the building, but also there's the setup of the software and everything initially. And I know there's not going to be anyone who's going to be able to help me. You know, I'm going to be on my own doing this shit. You guys aren't going to be in my fucking house to help me with this shit. You know? So, there's just so many problems that could happen that it's going to be like, damn, it's so stressful. And I spent all this money on these components and I can't get the goddamn thing to work. Right? You buy the pre-built, but man, the pre-builts are way more expensive. They just are. They're going to charge you a premium price, you know? Yeah, exactly. Fruito 7s, if you buy a pre-built, it's just going to be safer. You're absolutely right. But, that being said, then I got to raise money for it. I don't have money for it. I just don't. I don't have any money for a pre-built at all. Zero. I'm starting from zero. So I'd have to basically do like some fundraiser specials, trying to raise funds to buy a pre-built PC, you know? Oh, yeah? There's some websites that will assemble parts for you, like a halfway between custom built and pre-built. You absolutely can upgrade with a pre-built. You absolutely can. That's I don't know where that conception came from. If you buy a computer that's pre-built, you absolutely can upgrade it. But the whole idea, though, with buying a pre-built is you're trying to buy a level of pre-built computer that you don't need to get upgrade. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm going to buy a pre-built PC, I want to get one that has really powerful shit in it, so that way 2 years down the line, it doesn't feel like it's a totally outdated system, you know? See, here's my issue. My issue for me is not, okay, I'm going to build my own PC. Okay. Oh no, I don't know what to do. I do know what to do. I know where the RAM goes. I know how to lay a processor in. I know, how the video card gets installed. I know how to hook up all the wire. I know all that. I've done it. Unless they've completely redesigned computers from the ground up since the 2000s, I know all that. I'm sure everything looks different. The RAM probably looks completely different from when I was younger and stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be relatively the same stuff. My problem is the software aspect. So I plug everything in. Now I got to sit there loading drivers endlessly. I got to install software. I got to test and troubleshoot. I got to make shit work. I don't know how to do any of that, nor do I really want to be bothered with it. It's going to be too much of a stress. It's going to be too much work to try to figure it out. And then if it doesn't work, I'm just going to get frustrated. I'm not going to have anyone to help me. That's hilarious. Someone just said Windows does it all for you. If you're just relying on Windows to do all the work for you, you don't know how to build a PC. I'll tell you right now, that is completely stupid what you just said. Windows will half the time install outdated drivers, do all wrong shit, and you'll be running on a completely wrong setup, completely unoptimized PC. So you're spending top dollar to buy all these great components, and it runs like shit because you look at what Windows tried to do it. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You have to be installing the drivers manually to make sure you have the right ones. A lot of these have special software suites and shit that they have to run on when it comes to certain kinds of graphics cards and components. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It sucks. It sucks I don't feel good. What can you do? What about a Stream Deck? Number one, you can't... Excuse me. What about a Steam Deck? Number one, you can't buy it. Steam Deck is unpurchasable. You have to register to buy it and wait many, many months to even get on a wait list to have a chance to buy one. And number two, a Steam Deck essentially is going to be like a portable PC. Yeah, it's kind of nice, but a dedicated PC is better. The whole point here is not gaming. I think people are really missing the point here. I'm not getting a new PC to game. You know that, right? Like when I say I'm upgrading my setup or I want to upgrade my setup, it has nothing to do with playing games on it. I need a new PC to capture and stream. My PC, I've been doing it daily for 8 years. It needs a rest. It needs to be retired so I can have a new PC to just do my basic shit. This is not, I'm buying a PC to play games. A Steam Deck doesn't fucking capture and stream. It's just a game unit, People are completely off the mark here. Of course I can get a PC to do both, but the point is, the optimal use of what I'll be using the new PC for is capturing and streaming. I need to completely upgrade my setup. I need to have a better hardware to do it, so I'm not worrying about maxing my fucking GPU and everything. My CPU when I'm streaming now. I need to have the ability to do things I've never been able to do before, Oh, Fan of Lovecraft, I don't know anything about capture devices anymore. It's the thing. I'm 8 years outdated. I'm using this AverMedia Extreme Cap something external capture device. I've been using it for 8 years every day. I know nothing about modern capture devices at all. I don't even know what's good. Why Mojo Wolf says, do you plan on upgrading other gear like the camera and mic? The mic is fine. The mic literally does not need an upgrade. Any other mic I buy will sound the same or worse. But the camera, yeah. I want a new camera. People have already said, yeah, once you have the capability to do more with a new PC, you should get a new camera. And a lot of people are saying just get one of these high-end video camcorders that now you can plug them right into your PC and their streaming devices as well as camcorders or digital camera. And that's probably what I'm going to do. That's actually what I wanted to do back in the day. I wanted to have a camera or camcorder plugged into my PC, but when I was doing this, they didn't work. They didn't have streaming capability back then. Can I play an HDR with a new capture device? Maybe. Right now, my capture device doesn't support HDR at all. My TV does. So if I had a new capture device that supported it, yeah, theoretically, I could make the video quality look better in that regard, although I don't really know what HDR adds. I have no idea. Yes, green screen could be an option, but it's not necessarily something I'm rushing to. I mean, you gotta think of it in order here. Step number one, getting the new PC and getting it working. Step number two, upgrading the visual quality of my streams, whether it be the capture quality of the gameplay, the camera, etc. Like step 7 or 8 would be, oh, green screen implementation. You know, that's something to work towards once all those other things happen first. Fan of Lovecraft, the only time I ever used the HDCP bypass system is for PS3, and I haven't played PS3 in ages. That system is pretty much defunct at this point. Everything else, you can just disable it. You know, like I can capture right now from PS5, from Xbox, there's no problems. I'm running an incredibly outdated version of OBS that I never updated. Seriously. This OBS version is super duper outdated. I never updated on purpose because it's stable. It gives me so few problems, I never wanted to update it and cause more. Captain Charisma, darksidephil@hotmail.com is my email. But I don't know how, if you sent me them to there, how would I get that online? Right? Captain Charisma is basically saying he wants to send me logos for WWE. That I can use in my created wrestlers and content this week. But I don't know if you email me that stuff, how I would get it. I have no idea. How would I implement that or import that into the game? Oh my god, excuse me. Haseo, yeah, I would have to upgrade my OBS. This version probably isn't even available anymore. I have to get the new OBS and everything. I have to relearn from the ground up. I'm sure it's going to be different. Oh, you upload them during a site? Oh, okay. There's the website you upload to. I gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I haven't upgraded my OBS in many years. I'm serious. I couldn't even tell you what version, what the last time I updated it was. It's that long. Oh. My mic uses XLR cables. I have no idea. I don't even know what's an XLR cable. It's a microphone cable. It's like a cable that you would use for like an actual like studio mic, for like a studio recording or a musician. It uses those kind of thick cables. Yes, that is XLR. Yep. It's an XLR cable, and it goes to a mixer. It's the Focusrite mixer right here. Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 from June 2014. That's when it was manufactured, it says on the bottom. Yep. And then that encodes the audio and puts it into my PC. Do I still sell the DSP underwear? Yes, but today it's very limited edition, only pre-worn with big duty marks on them. Those are the only ones that I sell, so You have to be willing to make the investment. Hello, Juan David Ortega. How are you? How much are they? Oh, the negotiable price, of course. We can negotiate. Did I not consider having a day off to rest? Of course I did. But considering the fact that I had hyped up the end of Elden Ring all, week, and I needed to beat it and review it, I want to have it done. And the fact that tomorrow's my day off anyway, yeah, I toughed through. I'm toughing through this. I don't feel good, but I'm toughing through it, Of course. What do you think? When I woke up this morning, I was like, man, I would love to just close my eyes and go right back to sleep and sleep all day and feel good. But it's called adult life. You can't do that. I wish I could, but in adult life, you can't do that shit. You gotta fucking live up to your responsibilities. Couldn't I just swap days off? No, because on my day off, it's not really a day off. My day off is doing a bunch of shit. Tomorrow on my day off, I have to go grocery shopping. I have to do pet supply shopping. I have to run to the dump. And there's something else I have to do too. There's 4 big things I have to do on my day off. I can't just sleep. I have shit to do. You think they'll ever cure allergies for good? I don't know. I don't know the science behind it. So I can't answer a question like that. Why do I go to the dump so often? I don't. I probably go to the dump every 2 to 3 months. I'll do a run. And then every once in a while, we got some backed up stuff. Like we did some cleaning. It actually was in the fall. We did some cleaning of the house. And we got a bunch of shit that we threw out. But I can't throw it out. I'm serious. Like we have so limited garbage removal here in Washington State. You can't even throw it out. You got to go to the dump. So what's happened is I've had a bunch of shit in the garage that I want to throw out. And I can't. So I have to make dump runs over a course of several months to get it out of there. And then, it's a pain in the ass. It is. It's a pain in the ass. It would be nice if you just, let's just go throw it out. Can't. Here in Washington, you can't just throw anything out. You get 1 trash can every 2 weeks. That's what you get. And outside of that, you have to go to the dump. That's how it is. Do I miss pizza from the East Coast? Yes, I do. East Coast pizza in the United States is true Italian-style pizza because that's where all the Italians immigrated back in the day. That's how you have to go to the East Coast to get it. So it is disappointing that out here the pizza we get is very different. There's still a few good places out here that have decent pizza, but I really miss the East Coast style for sure. I don't know if it's a West Coast thing or not. I know that Washington is considered a green state. And so what they tell you to do is in your trash, you're supposed to be separating anything that's biodegradable from your trash, including any kind of food scraps, either because we all have food disposal units in our sinks here. It's like a standard thing in Washington State. Everyone has one. So you're expected, if you have any leftovers of food, you don't throw them out. You throw them in your food disposal. Okay? Now they get washed down the pipes, essentially. You have 1 can of trash you get removed every 2 weeks. If you have any leftover food, what you're supposed to do is separate it, put it into a biodegradable bag, and compost it in a compost container at the end of your street. I'm not kidding. This is what you're supposed to do here in Washington State. Then you're also supposed to separate all of your recyclables and put those separate. So you basically have to have 3 to 4 trash cans in your house. I'm not exaggerating. This is what they want you to do in Washington State. Have 3 to 4 trash cans around at all times to sit there and pick your shit apart. Oh, is this banana peel? Oh, that's biodegradable. That goes into this can. Oh, but the plate I had the banana on, that goes into this can. What's this? Oh, it's plastic, recyclable. That goes into this can. All right? And if you have any trash outside of the one can every 2 weeks, you have to go to the dump and pay to throw it out yourself. You have to haul your shit to the dump and do it. And, you know, let me tell you, having a cat with litter that we change frequently, and, you know, like I said, anytime that we clean something in the house, like last year our vacuum broke, so we got a new one, and I still haven't thrown out the old vacuum. I still have it in the garage busted. You know, it's stupid as shit. You're like, you can't throw stuff out here. Tony is super chat saying, what's a philosophy I live by in life? What's a philosophy I live by in life? Always be true to yourself. If you can sleep at night with the things that you do, it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, if everyone loves you or everyone hates you, as long as you're okay with the things that you do and you live by your own moral code and you're okay with yourself and you stay true to yourself and you never sell out, that's something that's very important to me. That's how I live my life, for sure. If I fundraise for a streaming PC, what budget am I looking for? $40,000 would be enough, I think. If I could raise a good solid $40K, I could probably get a pretty decent, pretty decent rig. There you go. All right. I think it's time for us to end the pre-stream. I'm going to use the restroom quickly, and we're going to get started with the finale of Elden Ring. How does that sound? All right. Thank you guys for being a good audience. I appreciate it.